Good afternoon, everybody. Today I wanted to talk about an issue that I think is a great advantage of EB-5, but I have to admit, I'm amazed why various attorneys, many attorneys, maybe even regional centers, talk about the quote-unquote risks surrounding this item that I think is an advantage of EB-5. So what exactly are we talking about? We're talking about concurrent filing and filing for adjustment of status. So as you probably know, under the new law, under the new EB-5 law, concurrent filing is now allowed. So what that means is even though you don't have an approval on your EB-5 yet, you're allowed to file for an employment authorization document and also for advanced parole that allows you and your family to live and work here and travel in and out of the US as if you had a green card, even though you still haven't gotten a decision. I mean, to me, it's a win-win for investors. Why would you not want to do that? Now, there could be certain circumstances where you might not want to do adjustment of status. We go into a lot of those details in some of our other videos. So suffice it to say, for purposes of this video, there could be cases where we don't recommend adjustment of status. For example, if you're here in another status and it's a long-term status, it's not a tourist status that's only for 6 months or less, it's a long-term status, maybe a student status, maybe it's an E2 that you currently have. In some cases, we might not recommend doing an adjustment because you have this other status. Let it be. Let it keep going. Don't terminate it, because once you file for that adjustment of status and you use your employment authorization document, you're renouncing the previous status that you had. And the problem, potential problem with that is if, God forbid, but if you do get a denial on your EB-5, you no longer have any status that would allow you to stay here. But if you keep your previously existing status, let's say you had an E2 status and it's valid for another 3 years, most cases we would probably say, folks, just keep the E2, let's not do the concurrent filing. Then when you get the EB-5 confirmed, then we can file for the you might not want to. I don't know why a lot of attorneys hype this up and talk about the risks of adjustment of status. We've been doing this almost 20 years. We have never, ever had a problem with somebody filing for adjustment of status with an EB-5, even if they had come here as a tourist and they had arrived just 90 days ago. And that's the other critical thing to keep in mind. Maybe when these attorneys are talking about risks, they're saying, well, if you arrived as a tourist a month ago, sure, we'll file your EB-5 right now and we'll file for your adjustment of status. Now, I agree, that's crazy, that's risky. I mean, you shouldn't be doing that. You need to follow certain requirements in order to get the adjustment of status. And one of those requirements is that you have to wait 90 days after you enter the US in order to file that adjustment. I've heard of attorneys trying to do it in a shorter period of time, 60 days, maybe even less than 60 days. I think that you're definitely pushing the envelope, and that's an unnecessary risk that you shouldn't take on. But as long as you wait that 90 days, whether you entered as a student, a tourist, E2 visa holder, whatever, you really should not have any problems whatsoever filing for the adjustment together with the EB-5. So again, I think sometimes people like hyping up things, they create fears or problems where they don't exist, and I think this is one of those cases. Filing for adjustment of status with your EB-5, again, as long as you follow the basic requirements, I think is a very easy and convenient way for you to acquire employment authorization and advanced parole if you really need it. So hopefully this was helpful. If you hear people kind of hyping you up about some dangers that might or might not exist and whatnot, try to get a second opinion to make sure those concerns are well-founded. Here at AmLaw, we've been doing this, like I said, almost 20 years, and I'm sure we can certainly give you our opinion on your situation to best help you make your transition. We'd love it if you could leave a like for this video. Better yet, subscribe to our channel, and hopefully we will see you soon.